Have you ever wondered why some people seem unstoppable waking up early, exercising daily, eating healthy and crushing their goals, while others struggle to even stick with a new habit for a week? The truth is, success isn't about willpower alone. It's about understanding the science of habits, how your brain builds routines, and more importantly, how you can rewire those routines to shape the life you want. Today we're diving deep into the psychology and neuroscience of habits, why they form, how they control your daily actions, and the proven methods to break bad habits and create powerful new ones. The habit loop. Cue, routine, reward. Your brain loves efficiency. Habits are essentially the brain's shortcut system. Neuroscientists call this the habit loop. 1. Cue, a trigger that starts the behavior, for example, your phone buzzing. 2. Routine, the behavior itself, picking up your phone and scrolling. 3. Reward, the payoff, a dopamine hit from notifications, making your brain say, "Let's do that again." Over time, this loop runs automatically. That's why habits feel effortless. They bypass conscious thought. Studies show that 40 to 50% of our daily actions are habits, not decisions. Think about that. Almost half your life runs on autopilot. That's why mastering habits is like mastering your destiny. Why bad habits are so hard to break. Here's the problem. Your brain doesn't distinguish between good and bad habits. It only learns what's rewarding. That's why habits like smoking, binge eating, or endless scrolling on TikTok feel so sticky. They provide instant rewards. But here's the catch. Your brain prioritizes short-term rewards over long-term gains. That's why skipping a workout feels easier than doing it, even though the long-term reward is better health. Scientists found that the basal ganglia, the brain region responsible for habits, stores these loops permanently. That means even if you stop a bad habit, the loop can be reactivated later, which explains relapses. But don't worry, breaking free is possible once you understand how to replace, not erase, habits. The golden rule of habit change. Here's a key insight from Charles Duhigg's famous book, The Power of Habit. You can't eliminate a habit, but you can change the routine while keeping the same cue and reward. For example, cue, stress at work. Old routine, smoking a cigarette. Reward, relief. Instead, replace the routine. Cue, stress at work. New routine, take a short walk, deep breathe, or chew gum. Reward, relief without the cigarette. The cue and reward stay the same, but the brain learns a healthier pathway. Over time, this rewiring becomes automatic. Keystone habits, the small changes that transform everything. Not all habits are equal. Some are keystone habits that ripple across your entire life. Examples: exercise. People who start exercising tend to eat healthier, sleep better, and even spend money more wisely. Making your bed. Research shows it builds discipline and increases overall productivity. Writing goals daily. It trains your brain to focus and prioritize. Think of keystone habits as domino habits. Push one and others fall in line. The neuroscience of habit rewiring. Every habit leaves a trail in your brain neural pathways. The more you repeat a habit, the stronger that pathway becomes, like carving a trail in a forest. But here's the good news. The brain is plastic. It can rewire itself through a process called neuroplasticity. When you build a new habit, you're literally creating new neural connections. The more consistent you are, the more myelin coats that pathway, making it faster and stronger. That's why habits eventually feel effortless. How long does it take to build a habit? You've probably heard it takes 21 days to build a habit. That's a myth. A study from University College London found the real answer. On average, it takes 66 days to form a new habit until it becomes automatic. But here's the twist. It can take anywhere from 18 to 254 days, depending on the complexity of the habit and the person's consistency. So the key isn't speed, it's persistence. Missing a day doesn't reset progress. What matters is sticking with it long enough to let the brain rewire. Practical strategies to build better habits. Here's the part you can use right now. 1. Start small. Want to floss daily? Start with one tooth. Build momentum. 2. Use habit stacking. Attach a new habit to an existing one. Example: After I brush my teeth, I'll meditate for 2 minutes. 3. Design your environment. Make good habits easy, bad ones hard. Keep healthy snacks visible, hide junk food. 4. Use the 2-minute rule. If a new habit takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. 5. Track progress. Journals, apps, or even checklists train your brain to stay consistent. 6. Reward yourself. Celebrate small wins. Dopamine helps reinforce the loop. 7. Accountability partner. Share your goals. People who do are 65% more likely to succeed. Breaking bad habits. To break bad habits, identify the cue. What triggers it? Stress? Boredom? Replace the routine. Swap it with a healthier action. Control the environment. If you always snack at night, don't keep snacks nearby. Use friction. Make bad habits harder. Delete apps, hide remote controls, block websites. Remember, bad habits never fully disappear, but you can shrink them by starving them of triggers and rewards. The science of habits shows us one truth. You are what you repeatedly do. Your future isn't decided by one big decision, it's created by the small choices you make every single day. Want to be healthier? Build habits of movement and eating well. Want success? Build habits of focus, persistence, and learning. Want happiness? Build habits of gratitude and kindness. Habits aren't just routines, they're the invisible architecture of your life. And the best part? You have the power to rewire them, so start small, stay consistent, and watch your brain and your life transform.